Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video where I just talk and you listen. Good people, good. In this video I want to talk about something I wish the Isle had more and I wish Gateway had more, and I will back up with kinda evidence, not really evidence but it's kinda in my head it is. I want the Isle's Gateway map to have more open fields. The Isle has an obsession right now when it comes to covering the whole map with foliage. That Spyro had that, and I think a lot of people were leaving feedback for the developers to remove the trees, the intense bushes. And while I like that the jungles right now in the Isle look like actual jungles. Like I feel like if you write on Google Amazon forest or footage from the Amazon forest, I feel like it would look like that. You wouldn't see a meter in front of you because the forest is just that thick. Well, considering that looks nice, I'm not saying for them to remove them. I'm saying that they should add areas where open fields are a thing, and I feel like the players would enjoy those areas way much than the actual thick forest where they run and they break their legs or fall to their death. I think Gateway did very good to kinda not be like Spyro when it comes to that much foliage, but I feel like the Isle could be better if they make the foliage better. What I mean by that? Well, this idea came to my mind to talk about this because I remember Isle V4. I think Isle V4 was one of my favorite The Isle maps of all time. That map had this area of the savannah, and oh my god, it was literally kilometers long or miles long depending where you live, of just savannah. You would see way further in front of you, and it was just so beautiful to just see that yellow grass of the savannah or orangey or whatever. I'm colorblind, right? It felt so nice with that little pond in the middle, and it was such a beautiful place. And I feel like that's why players love to sit at South Plains right now on Gateway, because it's just that open area, open field surrounded by forest with a river running through it, and it is just beautiful. Players like areas where they can see. Players like areas where they can chill and defend themselves if something comes. And I feel like the developer should add more areas like that where it's just open, where it's just like you can see around you, and that area should be surrounded by a forest or a cliff or something. Another thing they could add is something like you see in this image, like this lake that used to be on the old Isle V3. There's two versions of Isle V3, the one in Legacy and the one before that. The one before that had these lakes, like the center lake and the triplets, if you guys remember those lakes. Oh my god, amazing hotspots, right? Everybody liked them. Well, the center lake and the triplets were these areas with lakes where around them it was open field, like you could see around them, like it was literally surrounded by an open area. It wasn't big open area, but it was like you could see and you could chill next to the lake and you could see if something comes from the trees. And after like, I don't know, like 100 meters away from the lake, or not even that, 50 meters, the forest would start. So it was like forest and then a circle of open field, and in the middle it was the lake. I feel like those things should be more predominant when it comes to like Gateway, right? Because people, when they see a lake, especially when we see in movies, and you know, movies we've seen as kids, when you go in those areas you kind of leave the forest and it's just this path of grass and nice vegetation that you could see over, like it was small vegetation, basically open field, and then the lake in the middle of that in my opinion is just such a nice place to chill at. And of course you could get ambushed from the forest, like if a carnivore comes, you, with the way the Isle does the thick vegetation right now, they could easily ambush you from that vegetation, and you could literally have to see them the second they come out to get up and run if you're sitting down, which could, you know, make some cool fights to a herd to just chill next to that lake in the open field, nesting or whatever, and from the forest just come like 3 Allosauruses, grab like 3-4 baby herbivores and run back into the forest. That to me just sounds amazing. And again, I love these open field areas, and I think South Plains, when I started playing Gateway the first time it came out, when I didn't know anything about the map, and I stumbled upon South Plains, in my opinion, it was one of the most beautiful areas in the game. And I think I even said that in the video where I tried Gateway for the first time, or when like I found South Plains for the first time. That area just looks beautiful. It's open. It's that river running through it. It's just so beautiful in my opinion. I also love the paths that go through the forest. I love the forest of the isle. Without the forest, it wouldn't feel like, it would feel like not a map. It wouldn't feel realistic, right? So the way they do it is very cool and very nice. I love the thick swamps as well, but I feel like in the swamp there should be an area with not so many trees, because right now the swamps are absolutely beautiful, but they're covered in so much vegetation. Oh my god, it's just vegetation everywhere in my opinion. Of course, there's that side of the swamp outside of it, which is like the open area, which I kind of like. I like that area. You see a lot of herbivores chill there. I wonder why, right? I wonder why herbivores chill there, because it's open. Nobody wants to chill in a dark area full of trees and vegetation where you couldn't see 2 meters in front of you. Those areas, in my opinion, should be traversable to reach another open field, right? So to reach another open field, you should go through that thick vegetation, or you should follow a road that goes through the thick forest. I think that's how the devs should think about this, and of course this is just my opinion. Maybe you guys think differently, maybe you like different stuff. Let me know down in the comments. But I feel like that's how they should make this game, like the map, of course, how they should make the map. The areas where they intend, like spread out these areas with open field, and just have the thick vegetation, a place where you traverse it to get to places, right? Or you, because Deinosuchus, of course, would like to chill in a like very thick forest in the swamp, in the thick vegetation in the swamp. You could just see that those creatures, but they always traverse that, right? They move through that to get to a better area where like everybody like it's to ambush. So like a lot of players, I'm very curious actually, do you guys chill in like bushy areas where you could see 2 meters in front of you? Because I've seen a lot of general feedbacks in the Discord where people just ask, please remove this vegetation, or please remove these many trees because they're so annoying and I can see and I'm breaking my legs and there's so many things going on, right? And I feel like the isle needs to make these very clever open fields, open areas on Gateway, so people kind of like chill around there more, or like, because look, Highlands, it's an open area, people like it. South Plains, of course, it was like literally one of the, if not the biggest hotspot in this map, like for the past year or the past 6 months. I can't remember when Gateway came out. For the past 6 months or whatever, South Plains is literally full of players every single time. Why? Because it's open. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful area, and I feel like the Gateway needs more beautiful areas like that. It has one north at that lake, Northern Lake or whatever. People like to chill there as well. I've seen Pakis. In my Paki video, I met the Pakis there. I met Omniraptors there. I killed things there. It was just beautiful, man. Like people like those open areas, right? And I feel like the island needs more of that to succeed in spreading the players out. If players don't go, like, because they have the heat maps or whatever, if players don't go to that area, you should like try to make it like how South Plains is, how the Northern Lake is, how other areas of the map are, where it's like either a lake surrounded by a little open area and surrounded by trees, or like how South Plains is, where like rivers go through this thick vegetation, something like the Amazon River. Like if you look on Google Maps on the Amazon River, literally full thick vegetation. But I feel like you could do that in the isle as well. But eventually it comes to this clearing, this opening, like again the center on Spiral, center map or whatever it's called, like the center on Spiral. Literally everybody was there. The fights happened there. People like to chill there because it was open area with a river. Nobody was chilling on the side, because if you know center, I'll probably show an image on the screen right now of Spiral, what I'm talking about. If you know that area, it was this little river next to this big rock, like this cliff. On the right side of the river, it was this big field everybody chilled at, and on the left side of the river, it was this thick vegetation forest. I don't think anybody would chill there. Nobody. Everybody when they said let's go to center, they would go to that open area or on the sides where the forest starts or somewhere around those areas, because everybody liked the open map. Everybody liked being in the open field, right? And yeah, I just feel like I just love that, and I just wanted to make this video to like give my opinion on opinions, right? I just like to talk and I like to make videos for you guys, and I know you miss me, right? You like my voice, and maybe you like listen to my videos. If you do like the video, of course, you think it's free sitting here, boys? Nah, pay the toll right now. A like. Okay, good job. Good. Give me your opinions about the situation. Would you like? I would die to see a savannah on Gateway. I would die to see a savannah on. Oh my goodness gracious! Now I want to see a savannah on Gateway. Just remember I talked about savannah on V4. Yeah, I love that. Oh, it was so beautiful. If you go back on YouTube and click on videos that people played the isle on Isle V4, like savannah or something, you would see how beautiful that area was. Of course, the graphics back then weren't as great as they are now, but the savannah, oh yo, so beautiful. I love the open fields, and I of course people like them as well, because as I said, Center Lake on Spyro, South Plains, Northern Lake, Islands, people, even at Swamp, people try to find a little open area where they can chill. People like those areas, right? People like those areas, and I feel like vegetations, they could vary from like very, very thick, where those very, very thick vegetations could be placed around the open field, so carnivores can ambush, and like medium thick, like you could see like 10, 20, 30 meters in front of you, but it's still vegetation. You can still see trees, bushes, whatever, but you can see a little further, right? And that's kind of after the point of very thick vegetation. Like imagine like you're in a field and a forest starts. Where the forest starts is the thickest, and as you go through it is like 20 meters of very thickness, and then after that becomes the center of the forest, where it's like a forest but you could see ahead of it, right? And I feel like it would be amazing for the sake of gameplay, of course. I don't know if it's realistic, but yet again we have dinosaurs on the map on Gateway where people do experiments. So we have bananas, mangoes, and all of these together on an island, probably never seen on this planet Earth before. So you could make things a little less realistic, but for the sake of having a good experience and giving the players a better experience would be nice. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Tell me your opinions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, boys. Bye bye.